Before we begin, I want you to think about the last time you bought something. Not because you needed it, not because you planned it, but because you felt overwhelmed, tired, stressed. Maybe it was food, maybe it was online shopping, maybe it was something small that slowly turned into something bigger. And afterward, you felt a strange mix of relief and regret. If that sounds familiar, this video is about you, because emotional spending is not about money, it's about emotion. And today, we're going to break down why stress makes you buy things, what's happening in your brain during those moments, and how to interrupt the cycle without willpower, without shame, and without deleting your credit card. Because once you understand the mechanism, you stop blaming yourself and start regaining control. Welcome to Money Mindset Lab, where we treat money habits like experiments, not moral judgments. Let's start with the truth. Most people never hear. If you emotionally spend, you are not irresponsible. You are regulating your nervous system. That's the key. Emotional spending is not a spending problem. It's a stress regulation strategy. Your brain does not ask, is this a good financial decision? Your brain asks, how do I feel right now, and how do I make this stop? When stress rises, logic goes offline, and comfort becomes priority. Now, let's talk about what stress actually does to the brain. Stress activates the threat system. Your body shifts into survival mode. Heart rate increases, breathing changes, muscles tense, and your brain narrows its focus. Long-term thinking shuts down. Future planning disappears. All that matters is relief. Now, this is why stress spending feels urgent. Your brain is not thinking, I want this item. It's thinking, I want this feeling to end. And spending works temporarily. That's the dangerous part. When you buy something, your brain releases dopamine, not because you bought the thing, but because you anticipated relief. Dopamine spikes before the purchase, before the click, before the confirmation email. That's why scrolling feels addictive. That's why adding to cart feels exciting. And that's why the relief fades quickly, because the purchase was never the solution. It was a distraction. Now let's talk about the most common emotional spending triggers: stress, fatigue, decision overload, loneliness, feeling behind, feeling unappreciated. All of these create discomfort, and your brain wants out fast. This is why emotional spending often happens at night, after work, after difficult conversations, after a long week, after holding it together all day. You weren't weak, you were depleted. Here's something important. Emotional spending is rarely about luxury. Sometimes it's food, sometimes it's convenience, sometimes it's small treats, coffee, delivery, upgrades, subscriptions, things that say, you deserve a break. And that message feels true because you do deserve relief. But spending is short-term relief with a long-term cost. Now let's talk about shame, because shame keeps emotional spending alive. After you spend, you feel guilt. I shouldn't have done that. I have no self-control. I'm bad with money. And shame increases stress, which leads to more emotional spending. That's the loop. Stress to spend to shame to more stress to spend again. Breaking this cycle requires understanding, not discipline. Now let's talk about why. Willpower fails here because willpower is a cognitive tool. Emotional spending, Ferris, is a nervous system response. You cannot logic your way out of a stress response. You have to calm it. Here's the real solution. You don't stop emotional spending by trying to spend less. You stop emotional spending by learning to regulate stress differently. So, let's talk about how to do that. Step 1, separate the emotion from the purchase. The moment you feel the urge to buy, pause and ask one question. What am I feeling right now? Not, do I need this? Emotion first. Stress, boredom, loneliness, anger, exhaustion. Naming the emotion reduces its intensity. That's neuroscience. Step 2, delay the purchase, but not the relief. This is critical. If you delay both, your brain rebels. So instead, replace the relief, not with nothing, with something else. If you're stressed, take a 5-minute walk. If you're overwhelmed, sit down and breathe slowly. for 1 minute. If you're lonely, send one message, not perfect, just real. If you're exhausted, lie down without your phone for 10 minutes. These actions don't fix your life. They regulate your nervous system, and a regulated brain makes better decisions. Step 3. Create friction for stress spending and ease for calm spending. Don't shop when you're depleted. Make it slightly harder. Log out of apps, remove saved cards, use wish lists instead of carts. Friction buys you time. Time breaks the impulse. Now let's talk about identity. People who don't emotionally spend are not more disciplined. They are more regulated. They know how to calm themselves without buying things. Here's a powerful reframe. Emotional spending is not failure. It's feedback. It tells you something is overwhelming me. Something needs attention. So instead of asking, why am I so bad with money? Ask, what is my stress trying to escape? Now let's make this practical. Here's the emotional spending interrupt. 3 steps. When you feel the urge, pause. Name the emotion. Choose one non-spending relief action. Then wait. 10 minutes. 10. That's enough. Most urges fade. If it doesn't, you can still choose to buy. But now, you're choosing, not reacting. That's control. Now let's talk about long-term change. If emotional spending happens often, your life might be too tight, too many obligations, too little rest, too little margin. Spending becomes your only release. So, reducing emotional spending sometimes means redesigning life, not budgets. Add rest, add space, add permission to slow down. Money behavior follows nervous system safety. Here's the final insight. You don't emotionally spend because you love buying things. You emotionally spend because your brain is asking for relief. Learn to give it without the receipt. So here's your challenge. For the next 7 days, every time you want to buy something unplanned, pause, name the emotion, choose one calming action, then decide. Not perfectly, just consciously. Notice what changes, not your balance, your stress. Because when stress drops, spending changes automatically. If this video helped you, subscribe to Money Mindset Lab. Every week, we break down the psychology behind money and build habits that actually stick. And comment one word, relief. Because once you learn how to calm your brain, you stop buying peace and start building it. See you in the next one.